Good morning, everyone. Hope you're well. I myself have bronchitis, so if I mute myself suddenly, that is what I am doing. I am just dying. Don't worry about it too much, and all that good stuff. We're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm here with my lovely and fantastically skilled cast. All of them are both lovely and fantastically skilled, and I am very lucky that I get to play with all of them. Why don't we do a quick? We do. I try and do this every 5 episodes or so. Why don't we do a quick round robin, and tell us who you are and who you're playing, and a little about them and about yourself, about what your goals are, your dreams, your hopes, the meaning of life. I don't really care, but something, and all that good stuff. Let's start immediately to my side with Asma playing Lyra. Asma, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're muted.
There we go. Yes. Hi, I'm playing Lyra. Kind of stealthy rogue who can't always hit, but does still try. I'm going to the tomb partly for exploring it, but also to try and find a cure for her father's illness.
Very, very cool. That is something that hasn't come up a lot in play yet, because no one knows that that's why you're here. But someone will find out or figure it out. That'd be interesting and fun. Next up, we have Jack. I know, Jack, it's currently labeled that you're playing LD Gray, but that is not who you're playing. Who are you playing, Jack?
I am playing a character called Zeriel Winterfell, and let's see, should I go into the character's like short little backstory, or?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, cool. And he's just a guy who got attacked by ice mephits and then lost an entire crew of people. So it kind of gives him a little bit more of a cynical edge on the world, but he's definitely a little bit more what's it called? In tune with people. So
More in tune with people. I like it. And what about you, Jack? What's your story? What do you do?
Oh, I'm an artist. I do the art thing.
He's an artist. He does the art thing. Well, excellent. I love art, so we are in good shape there. Next up, we've got Emily playing Celia. Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself and about Celia.
Hi, I'm playing a wizard who came to the tomb just to find something a bit more interesting, a bit more powerful, and she ended up finding blood magic, which is definitely interesting and powerful. And kind of got in a bit over her head, I think.
Excellent. And a little bit about yourself?
I try to make things, I guess. But I will be going to university soon.
Nice.
But I don't have any clue what I'm going to do.
Oh, knowing is
psychology major.
knowing is not necessary. I'm a big fan of not knowing, especially since you don't know how life's going to turn out anyway. Last, not least, but last, Marcus. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Tis?
Hi, yes, I'm Marcus. All of my other interests are like, they wouldn't be surprising if you took D&D as like a sample. Like, it's just a bunch of other like dorky shit. I'm playing Tis, a lizard-born paladin of Yemis, the god of reefs and corals. Tis uses they, he pronouns. Tis is a paladin, but tries not to be a wet blanket. I feel like I don't know how well he succeeds. Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. Tis did not know that about Lyra. That's literally the first time, or does not know. That's the first time I, as a player, heard that. So that's fun. Yeah. Oh, but Tis is here for a job, pretty much. It's not like he isn't out here to find anything really, but he's doing his best to make sure no one dies.
Well, that sounds very good. Okay. So where did we leave off last time? Let's check in, see where we were, what was going on, what was the plan, where were we pushing towards.
We got very close to dying.
I feel like that happens a lot with this group.
Mm-hmm.
Killed the big.
We leveled up.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, so exciting! Cool. Well, let's see how you leveled up. I should have done that. I would have done it at the same time, but I just forgot. My bad. Cool. Let's see how everyone leveled up and what y'all got. Let's start with since you were the one who reminded us. Celia.
Your punishment.
You leveled up. What level are you guys?
We're now level 7.
You're level 7? Oh my god, that's so great. Cool, you're gonna start getting powerful. So at level 7, I think you get 4th level spells as a wizard, is that right?
Yep, I've got 1 4th level spell slot.
And you get two new spells, obviously. What spells do you get?
Yes, I got Dispel Magic because I have a feeling that will be useful in the tomb. And I got Faithful Hound because it's a dog and I couldn't say no.
That is perfectly reasonable guiding principle. Faithful Hound, that's a cool spell.
I also noticed something that I should have got at 6th level and didn't notice at the time.
Oh, no. Well, what did you get?
For blood magic, hemomancy, I got sanguine augmentation.
What does that do?
Basically, I can give up some of my health to make my spells better.
Or someone else's.
Cool. Or someone else's spells better.
Nope.
Which is very exciting, and I'm really excited to use it.
You could also give up someone else's health.
I did not know that.
Is that the case
so
with
scary?
The blood mage is scary. Excellent. That's fun. You were saying something, Marcus?
Is that the case with all blood magic?
Fundamentally, yes-ish is the answer. Yes, you can give up other people's blood for your spells.
It's handy.
You know, evil stuff. I feel like I want to have like a fun evil energy. That's my goal in life, is to give off a fun evil energy. At least when I'm running games. Excellent. Wonderful. Lyra, you leveled up. You're level 7. What do rogues get at level 7? And what do you get at level 7?
Sneak attack changes to 46.
Well, that's just a lot of damage.
Yeah, hopefully I can hit it and then actually be able to use it.
That would be nice.
I also have evasion, so I can dodge out of certain area attacks or reduce the damage if I fail a dex save.
Yep. So if you fail a dex save, you can treat it as if you succeeded. If you succeed the dex save, you treat it as if you dodged it entirely.
Yep.
So you are more survivable than you were before.
Really
which is saying something because you have no hit points. How many new hit points did you get this level? Did you roll?
Yes, I got 7.
Hey, not bad. We'll take it. Every little bit of hit point counts.
Exactly.
Excellent. Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Ooh, I got 10.
Cool.
Okay,
10.
so I need to figure something out.
Okay.
So I leveled up and I got an extra spells node. That can be from a 2nd level since I have 2nd level spells now.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Let me
so
double
I know
check.
exactly what
I'm just pulling up your thing quickly so that I don't make mistakes because I have like 6 sets of lore inside my mind right now. And so I might as well double check everything that I do.
Yeah, because I just got 2nd level spell slots.
Yes, you get 2 2nd level spell slots. And you can learn a new spell. You get another spell's known. So you get a 2nd level spell if you want.
Okay, perfect. So
you don't have to. You can take a 1st level spell. But
yeah,
most people choose to take a 2nd level spell.
I know exactly what I'm going to take.
Next spell you're taking?
I am taking Shadow Blade.
Ooh. So, Shadow Blade's really powerful.
It is going to be very fun.
That is one of my favorite spells in the game, actually.
Oh, that's really cool. I also get War Magic, too. So my stuff actually works and isn't super janky.
Yes, that's part of the idea. So the way War Magic works, we understand. We don't need to...
Yeah, so it just works like I thought it normally worked before. Only it just works now.
Yes, now it works.
Because D&D is weird.
Yeah. I think that... Hold on. we may talk more as you level up more to change more, to fix more, to make you more powerful. I am not convinced that war magic and improved war magic, your class abilities, your subclass abilities, are as powerful as they should be. So we may look at them. Oh, I don't know though. I've never had an Eldritch Knight before, so balance is more of a moving target for me.
Yeah.
Excellent, cool. So Shadowblade and war magic, all good stuff. And Marcus.
Yeah, I got 14 hit points. Another, yeah, I rolled my max if I remember right. I also got another second level spell slot, and then I get a class feature that I thought I already had. I think I might have used it in the last fight. Yeah, but it's Aura of Warding. That's the one where everyone within 10 feet of me, including myself, gets or has resistance to damage from spells.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. I don't think you used that in the last fight.
Yeah, I think I had mentioned it, and like I wasn't sure if I had used it or not, but I definitely used the other one, Aura of Protection, I think. But yeah, that's the stuff that I got.
Nice. So you are all warding and protective.
Yeah. That resistance.
Who thinks of Tis is their protective uncle? They them uncle.
Yeah.
Everyone.
And then like, oh no, that was everything. I thought I had one more thing. No, yeah, that was a good level for me.
It is a good level for you. What? You got second level spells. What have you chosen to prepare?
Oh, let me check my spell book here. I use an app for it. I don't think I actually added the new.
Oh, sorry, it's just another second level spell slot. I thought it was second level spells were new. Fair enough. Yeah. What second level spells do you have prepared? Yes.
Random. Oh yeah, my list is still the same. Yeah. Oh come on, if my phone will work here. I know I have Enlarge Reduce. I might have Find Steed because I've been dying to use that. I haven't been able to. And then Moonbeam, I believe, is one of them.
Nice. Find Steed, always a little bit harder inside a tomb, although I will say that on Tuesdays I am playing a dungeon crawl where I am a fighter who rides a red elk in a tomb.
That's got to be tricky navigating.
Sometimes goes great, but also sometimes I'm like my party will find like a secret passage to go through,
and the antlers are too wide.
And I'll be like, I can't fit through that, so I'm gonna go around. But secret passage. I'm like, nope, that's a shortcut. I'm confident that's a shortcut. We're gonna go around, and then we have to like charge through the front lines rather than sneak past the enemy defenses. You know, it's a thing. It's not like we're about to die. We are totally about to die.
It happens.
It does. We're dying to freaking goblins.
Oh, a lot of them? Oh.
Goblins, bugbears, and the reason we're about to die is because we killed a bugbear not realizing that it had an intellect devour inside its head, which popped out, and is on the verge of eating one of my companions. And then we cut the episode in the middle of the combat. It's stressful. Okay, back to this game. So let's see where we are. So we just destroyed some things. There's a pool of water. There was a totem here. There was some weird things made of blood here. This was a weird room. Anyone want to say anything about this room? What they saw, what they found, what they're searching for?
I had to unmute myself, but yes, I made myself a massive note, and it's been on my wall all week. Those creatures that were made of blood, can I collect all the blood?
Yes, you absolutely can collect all the blood. That's not creepy at all.
I feel like I'm a bit too excited about that to be normal.
Study it too with her. Hopefully with what's it called? The alchemical researcher thing. I want to kind of study the pool of water. That's just my thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I will allow that. Cool. Why don't you do you have alchemist tools?
Let's see. Yes, I do.
Cool.
Oh wait,
on the alchemist tools on roll, are you able to change the skill that you're using to intelligence?
Let's see. Wait, so what? Sorry, I'm like really confused because it's early.
No worries, no worries. It is early for me as well. So on roll 20, on the bottom left, you should have something called tool proficiencies and custom skills. There should be a box there. Should be just
Yes.
underneath your passive perception.
Yes.
One of your tools should be alchemist tools. You see them?
Yep.
Great.
So,
In that, you should have the ability to change your attribute to intelligence.
okay, it already was.
Great. Then that's easy. But the whole point of tools is that you can change the attribute that you're using to roll. So like sometimes you might need like if you're doing like I'm crafting this very difficult potion to craft, but I know the recipe. Well, then that's just going to be dexterity, things like that, rather than. So the whole point of tools is that you can use them with different skills or different attributes. So let's roll a alchemist tools check.
It's pretty cool.
18. Beautiful. Okay, so yes, this pool of water, the right to investigate it, for it is not normal water. This is much grosser than normal water.
Oh. Oh no.
This is water that is used for purification rituals related to the undead. And specifically, this is I'm trying to think of a not super gross way to describe what this is.
Is it like Flint, Michigan water?
No, it's worse.
Worse than Flint, Michigan? That's completely undrinkable.
Yeah, this is let's say the we'll say pus.
Ew. Okay. Yeah.
Of a lich.
Of a lich?
Of a lich.
Oh shit.
Serial, you were in that.
And
you need a bath.
You would know that yes, you do. You would know that with your tools that sort of thing empowers and improves the power of necromantic spells.
Huh. Do we have any necromantic spells?
I have necromantic spells.
Oh. Okay.
I have things like vampiric touch, which is necromantic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and I have
chill touch.
Chill touch.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fuck.
Is that therefore useful? Do we need to collect some and take it with us?
I'm definitely gonna collect some myself. I'm gonna empty out.
Sorry, how would we use it? Would we just I don't know, pour it onto our hands before we make a spell?
I don't think we pour it on us.
I
I
think
we throw it at them. Makes them vulnerable.
That would make them run away. Stink bomb.
That's fair. I think I could even have fucking Pineapple carry one and just you know what I'm saying?
That is the best idea.
The pineapple bomb.
So essentially, it works like a spell component. It's a spell component like any other spell component that one might use. Yeah, it's certainly gross. But if you are a wizard or a sorcerer, there are other spell components that are gross. Fireball involves bat dung. So whatever. But basically, you are going to cast a necromantic spell. You tell me that you're going to use this, and we determine the effects. There are a couple different possible effects, but they're sort of determined based on the spell, what spell it is that you're casting. It might affect more than one target. It could increase the amount of damage. It rave DC to make the opponent less likely to resist it. But it depends on the spell. That's the deal with it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll definitely collect some of that as well. If I can.
Yeah.
Just a question. I don't know whether how many vials would I be carrying around in general? Because this is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many vials do you think you're carrying around?
I mean, realistically, Celia would probably be carrying some, a good few, because she's used to the idea of like collecting someone's blood, but maybe not quite this many.
Yeah, well, I think that you're right to ask the question. Fictionally speaking, how many vials can and or would one carry? I more or less am presuming that you have a belt or a purse or a like a
Gucci handbag,
or a satchel of some sort that you have that has like room for vials in it. How many vials do you think it has room for inside the satchel?
Well, in my mind, I'm probably carrying other stuff in there, like healing potions. So probably maybe like 10, 15, no more than that, because
sounds good.
It's not
we'll
very big.
Limit you to that then.
Cool, thank you.
No problem.
I got one because I got a bottle of ink that I poured out.
You also have a alchemist tools kit, so you definitely have extra vials.
There's also the question of how many potions you've drank. Yeah.
That's fair too. Interesting.
Because otherwise you're like spiking them on the ground every time you drink them or something.
Yeah. I'll bump it up to 3 in that case. Is that okay?
Very, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like Legend of Zelda. You get the bottle, you use the bottle, then you have the bottle still. Bottle's more important than what's inside.
So I can make bombs out of thin air? Oh my god. Perfect.
Not exactly like Legend of Zelda.
This tomb is becoming really easy, guys. I'm going to shield surf down to the final boss, and then I'm going to kite him by continuously backflipping and throwing bombs.
There's 3 final bosses. That would only work against one of them.
But yeah, no, that's really cool.
Yeah, so that's your discovery for the pool of liquid.
One thing that we should take into consideration is I am almost dead. I have 9 hit points, and I don't know how. Or what? Actually, do I get like when I level up? Do I get the hit points?
Yeah, you get the hit points that you get when you level up. It's like auto heal for whatever you get, 10, 12, whatever you roll.
I have 19 now. I'm not as dying.
You're still kind of dying.
Yeah. So do we want to take a short rest?
Yes.
Oh wait, the snare. You said to remind us about the snare.
Yep.
And
it's
then
outside. You haven't gone out and seen it yet, but yeah.
Oh right.
Okay. Would Celia know about it? Because if I remember correctly, it's been a long time, but wasn't there like a warning on it?
It's a trap spell, but I don't think it tells me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it does.
It just restrains whatever creature triggers it.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. It only lasts 8 hours though, so we can't rest and then check it out.
Yeah, that is true.
Unfortunately.
Oh, so we're thinking short or long?
I was thinking a short rest because we have hit dice, so we can just run.
Yep.
Sounds good. So short rest for the party. Roll those hit dice. You have 7 hit dice. You recover half them on a long rest.
Dice roller. I'm gonna roll all of them. 4 to 5.
Jack, each one of those is plus your con mod.
Oh, okay. So I'll only roll half then, I guess. Because could I just take half the number?
Yep.
All right,
that's
cool.
fine.
So yeah, that puts me up to full.
Jack, do you have to use any of your hit dice though? Aren't you allowed?
The what?
Can you not do all of it?
You need 4 hours to do a trance. A short rest is only an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, good point. But I'm not even sure if like the specific elf that I am has trance.
You do.
Okay.
Oh, I have no idea actually, but I assume so. Most elves have.
They all do, right? Oh, I thought it was all of them.
I thought it was all of them too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think it
I
evolved.
didn't see it, so I don't put it.
Cecilia gains, what is that, 15, 23, 27, 31 hit points.
Yep, I was just
Lyra-
adding them as I go along, so I don't actually know if that's right. But
Yep, 31. Lyra gains 8 so far.
That's what I'm on.
Oh, that's
Tis,
pretty
how you
cool.
doing on hit points? Tis, how you doing on hit points?
Oh, no, well, sorry, I didn't realize Lyra was done rolling.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, here we go.
Nice.
18. Oh god, what is it? 21?
31.
31? Okay. 31. Yeah.
41.
41.
imagine having high hit dice.
Right. 48.
48.
To be
Well, the
fair,
thing with
your
having high
wizard-
hit dice is that you also have high hit points. And so, like, you kind of need to, what's the word? You need to spend the same amount, basically. Because if you're still almost dead, you're still almost dead.
I
Okay.
literally took a tough feat and I've still got so few hit points.
Don't you have the highest strength modifier? In the
Yes.
entire group, though?
Yes.
I do, yeah. I don't know how that
Just
happened.
Very tiny,
Just good rolls,
very
good stats.
buff mage.
Yeah. Super buff
Like-
halfling.
Hey, the shorter you are, the closer you are to hell. And I gain all of my strength from that.
It reminds me of that one comic where it was like the wizard's like, I'm out of spell slots, and it's like, I guess there's no mercy for them. Then he rips off his shirt and he's absolutely jacked.
I have not seen that one. If you come across that, send that my way, I'm curious.
Oh, it's absolutely great.
Oh, fun times. Fun
Sally
times.
is so doing that.
I'm good now. I'm gonna stop there. I'm at 72 out of 78. So,
Nice.
and I used 5. Got 2 left.
I think as a wizard, you die from 1d4 chasing damage. you run away from the encounter and then die from that.
Honestly, yeah. That's about right.
It takes 1d2 prick your thumb on something damage, passes out and dies.
Cool.
My time has come.
Okay. Excellent. So, what's the intent here? Where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do? You want to check on the snare first? Is that the plan?
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a 100% for sure.
Cool. Okay. So the whistling that you heard outside was at one point interrupted because you have snared this person. So you come outside and you see, I think, hanging from one leg and sort of rotating slowly midair in Celia's snare, the world's fattest, roundest, most circular being that any of you have ever seen. He's more
Just an old-
sphere than like shape.
We found the Redditor's cat.
And he sort of is just slowly spinning in a circle. And he sees you guys and he says, hello. Might you be able to let me down? I seem to have been.
No way.
stuck."
Marcus knows who this is, I think.
Do we need the
Has he
manacles
dropped his
on us?
sword?
He doesn't have a
Yeah.
sword.
Oh, he did have a sword last
Yeah.
time.
Oh.
He must have left it somewhere. Can we tell what race he is?
Seems to be halfling.
Okay, because I was imagining like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Totally fair,
manacles
but a little
fit
short
on?
for that. Yeah, I mean, he kind of gives off that vibe a little bit. His hair is sort of going in all directions, but it's white. It's closer to like what's his name from Back to the Future, in
Doc?
some ways.
Doc
Yeah,
Brown?
Doc Brown. Thank you. In terms of the
I love
hair,
this.
Yeah.
and a little bit like like he doesn't look like he's all there.
Oh man, I'm a little. Who are you?
Oh, my name doesn't matter that much, does it?
Hmm,
Just let me down, please. I'm quite stuck.
we don't know you.
Well, yes, but I have done no harm to you.
But
But
we
you
don't know
could.
you. Exactly.
Here, I have
Trust
handcuffs.
so low.
Could you put these on?
Have you seen where we are? Tis will reach up and handcuff him.
But is trust so low that this is
Yeah.
necessary?
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
100%.
I'm so incredibly sorry that you people are like this.
Tis will grab his collar from the back of his neck, and then cut the rope, and then lower him to the ground to his feet.
Yeah, he's really like dense and heavy.
Yeah.
So he like sort of actually collapses and like lands splat on the ground and like bounces a little bit.
I was gonna say I don't think Tis anticipates that, so he
Yeah.
was like probably ready to just lower him down, but he crashes down.
Your name is going to be important though, because we need to know what to put on your tombstone if you do actually end up like not getting out of here.
Are you threatening me?
If I were threatening you, I wouldn't have handcuffed you.
Serial, that doesn't seem appropriate at all.
Whoa!
You know me.
I said your name, but I thought I said it quietly.
You said my name.
I overheard it from that one.
Could I check to see if he's? I mean, I know that you probably.
Yeah,
said
roll an
it,
insight check.
Yeah. Let's see.
You know, Tis did say your name.
Okay, no, nobody said my name. I know nobody said my name.
No. Tis, that was my reply. Sorry, that was Matthew's.
Oh, okay.
Matthew's reply. You know, Tis did say your name.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, but we still do want to know your name.
Well, if names are so important to you, you can call me Olmas.
Did you just make that up on the spot?
It took him a little bit to say
No,
it.
definitely not. That's definitely not a made-up name at all.
Somebody asked me my
Can we
name.
know
It
your
doesn't.
real name?
But, well, you guys haven't done anything nice for me. Why should I tell you my real name?
I mean,
Because there's 4 of us and 1 of you.
yeah, nice is nice is not just leaving you here hanging for the next thing to come by for a tasty treat. So we've already done something nice for you.
It's a good show
Was
of
this
trust
your
as well.
trap? That I fell into unwittingly, tying me up like in this indignant manner.
You did look like a rotisserie chicken, but
I did not mean to leave you hanging upside down. I did, however, need to make sure that everyone inside the room in my party stayed safe and that we weren't surprised from behind. Can you blame me?
I wasn't intending on surprising you from behind. I was going to simply walk right out of the tomb.
But I didn't know that.
Well,
I
sure.
didn't know you were here.
You didn't hear my whistling? I was trying to telegraph my presence.
how have you survived?
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah.
Like, I will be 100% honest with you.
Well, I haven't been in that long.
And I
Where are
don't
you
think
from?
you'll be in much longer if you're going the way that you're going.
Somewhere else. I'm from somewhere else.
Can you be more specific than that?
What do you mean? Where are you from?
Cholestra.
Well, I was just wondering if you could tell us why you're here.
I
Are
had
you
an
here
errand
to
run.
explore like we are?
No. I know where I'm going.
Errand for...
Explorers never know where they're going.
Thanks. Errand for who?
Myself. I have errands. Have you ever had to go to the grocery store, pick up some eggs? Or is that not a thing?
You know what? Fuck. Lawful neutral. This guy's personality makes me border on chaotic evil. Like, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that's not
Okay,
uncommon.
wait. Here's a question for you, Matt. This is a question, person. Do you think Batman is lawful neutral?
Do I think that man, like my
Batman.
character,
No, Batman.
Oh, Batman?
Yeah, Batman.
No, I think Batman's alignment changes based on the writers.
Okay, so like, let's just say like movies Batman.
Like Christopher Nolan movies, Batman.
Yeah, we go with that one.
Probably chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I'd go chaotic neutral. Maybe he wants to be chaotic good.
Okay, so.
But anyone who's a vigilante becomes difficult in our society to be called. I don't know. The alignment system is so skewy in the first place, right?
Especially
Yeah,
with
that's fair.
Like Batman in the comics created the OMEC project, which is a mass surveillance project
Ugh.
designed to like
See,
videotape every single superhuman on the planet simultaneously, record their movements so that he can figure out how to destroy them if they go evil.
that's
strikes me as
lawful
the
evil.
lawful evil.
Yeah.
I'm just
So,
wondering if,
you
like,
know.
dangling him off of a cliff is an evil thing to do.
There
We
is a
need, like,
cliff nearby.
there is
right
you know what? I'm gonna
Thanks.
just talk about that out loud. I'm gonna
Mhm.
be like, "Hey, Celia, you know that there's a cliff right next to here, right? Like that big pit into the abyss. Like somebody,
The one with the giant bats hanging over it.
the giant bats. That's the one.
Mhm.
you, you know, somebody extraordinarily heavy will probably make a really fun sound if he doesn't quickly tell us everything that he knows about what
Yeah,
he's
you know,
doing.
that's really funny because it's so convenient. It's right there.
I'm
Yeah,
sure that
beautiful.
he could speed up the process as he's falling.
Zerial, why don't you roll an intimidation check at advantage?
Oh boy. Hey, not bad.
I'm not entirely certain that you have the arm strength to hold me up over the edge of the pit.
I'm not sure if I do too. That's a good question. You want to find out?
Can I just turn to Zerial and just be like, well, teamwork makes the dream work?
That's true, but let's try it with me first, and then you'll hold on to me just in case. we don't want to both hold on to him because we want to make it seem how do I
Scary.
say? Well, not scary. I just think that if we drop him, that's an accident. It is my bad, and I really would feel awful about that. So I wouldn't want you to have that blood on your hands too. But I do want to make it out of it myself. So you guys holding on to me and me just kind of lightly holding on to you. That sounds good. What do you think? What was your name again?
I forgot what I told you. Omos?
Just tell us your real name.
Definitely made up on the spot.
I don't think I want to tell my real name to people who are threatening to kill me every 2
All right,
seconds.
to the cliff.
But
To the
this is
cliff we
not-
go.
I'm-
I'm gonna start leading him to the actual cliff.
Tis will put a hand on Zerial's chest, like, slow down, buddy. I'm not gonna let them kill you, but I am Tis. We'll start with that. I am Tis. You are.
Omos.
You get one chance with this guy. Otherwise, I'm leading you to the cliff.
I can't stop him forever.
Man,
But
it's
you've
so
already told
meaningless.
us.
What does it even mean what my name is? Right? I've had like several over my lifetime anyway. So what is real name? Omos might as well be my real name.
Okay,
It
but
will
what's
be
the
your
one that you've
last,
been
too.
using?
Are you
They
gonna
mean
be
a lot.
mean to me?
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
You sure?
Oh.
I cannot lie. Well, I can. I have to explain this every time. It sucks. Sorry, what was it?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
The old good cop, bad cop.
17.
Nice.
My name is Samo.
Okay, there we go. See, I believe that too because That moment was hesitation more than it was thinking of a fake name. Okay, you're Samo. Why are you here? I'm here for a job. I needed money. I needed something to do.
Money or something to do? Those are different goals.
Yeah. I had both at the same time because I was a little bit aimless.
I can understand aimlessness. One must have a purpose.
One should, yes. Why are you here?
Oh, I told you the truth. I'm running an errand.
Oh, well, what are you here for?
Something that was lost long ago.
Nothing I would have heard of, probably.
A magical sword.
Oh? Our wizard might have actually. She's somewhat versed in, Tis will look over at Celia, in Prian history.
Is she?
Yes,
Maybe if you-
actually, I studied it for a while.
But you've since turned to blood magic.
How do you know that?
Yeah, no, this
I can
is
smell the blood on you.
nah, this is fucking sus.
So, he just said I smell, thanks.
Like blood.
Yeah. But,
I
like,
know.
To be
how
fair,
does-
I do have a lot of blood on me. But...
Wait, hold up. Blood magic is other than what's his name, the goblin fellow. I don't think anybody really would know, like, or very few people would know that blood magic exists.
Ooh,
Considering
Jack's
that, yeah, no.
Okay.
All right, you know what? I'm marching this guy closer to the cliff.
You know that there's
Okay.
many good careers that are very interesting and quite valuable in being a historian. You could be telling great stories and codifying the past of these people and helping people understand their past and therefore shape their future for the better. But no, you decided to come to a tomb and explore blood magic. Interesting choice.
Well, a tomb surely is how you experience history at its finest, is it not?
Okay, fine. This one goes to you.
Thank you. What's the magical sword that you wanted to find? Maybe I can help you.
Well, you could, but I don't think I really need help.
Says the person that was hanging from the ceiling less than 10 minutes ago.
Well, I'm down now, aren't I?
And you
Well,
could be a lot
actually-
further down if we march a little bit down that hallway.
Yeah, I think he like looks over the edge of the cliff and then looks back at you. I'd probably bounce.
You want to try
Okay,
it?
well, you know what's really funny? Since you know that I do blood magic, do you know how it's used? Because I don't need a willing sacrifice of blood.
Who?
But that would hurt.
That's funny, yeah. It would, probably.
Do you really want to hurt nice old Samo?
How have you survived down
Right
here?
now, yes! Right now, I really, really do.
But I'm so cute and friendly.
Yeah, when even the wizard is sick of your shit, I think you're definitely.
Celia's gonna try and be, like, intimidating,
Mhm.
but intimidating isn't really her strong suit, to
Mhm.
be honest.
Is this how this guy survived in the tomb?
To just
simply
annoy everyone.
annoy the enemies.
He annoys everyone so much, people leave him alone.
I do not. I would sooner throw 10 children off of this cliff than like trust this guy. Like, swear.
I don't trust him, but I really do want to know about that sword.
Yeah.
Swords are interesting. Swords are good. We found a magic sword, actually, didn't we? Or is it a magic spear?
Yeah,
You can make a spear.
Dreamer's Thorn.
Magic spear and magic dagger.
I don't even feel comfortable parting ways with you because I don't know. You are
What
so
you're gonna
strange. Yeah.
do.
So are you going to take me with you then? You have me at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Unless you want to go down the cliff, I would say yes, we're taking you with us.
I mean, we could take you with us, or we could just harvest your blood and leave you here to die.
Okay, now that's
a hard
little bit
decision,
evil.
this.
That's a little bit too much even for me.
I think he leans
Celia
over
is
and
like-
tries to whisper in Lyra's ear. You know, my blood's not as useful as she thinks, but he whispers really loudly so you can all hear him.
Okay, well, Celia inside is thinking, I don't have enough vials to like take his blood even if I wanted to, but I'm trying to be intimidating and it's not really working because I'm so short.
You get like a diabetes bonus to like does
He's
your
not going to
blood
mechanize
sugar?
that. He's not going to mechanize that.
Boy. Man.
Can we get him in the pool of us? Or like submersion?
You want to put him in the bowl of pus?
I mean, he's not giving us a reason not to do.
That is a pretty good threat, to be honest. No one wants to be in the bowl of pus.
Naughty children get put in the bowl of pus.
I'm going to regret this so much.
On this episode of D&D Adventures, the party tortures an unwitting individual.
You know, my alignment was like a very careful, chaotic good, but this guy is really testing me.
Ah, that's the thing. Are you truly good if someone merely as annoying as me can challenge your goodness?
Oh, trust me, I have never met anyone as annoying as you.
The cliff?
You are truly a new level.
Really? No siblings growing up?
You know what? I'm gonna tie a rope to his handcuffs, and I'm going to use minor illusion to create a platform on the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "There's your platform. Go ahead."
What? That's an illusion.
I made a platform for you
To what end?
to walk across.
I'm quite fine, thank you, where I am.
You sure?
Well, I'm certainly not leaving the tomb yet. I haven't found my sword.
No, it'll lead you to the bottom of this giant. That's technically the truth. Even Tis could say that. It will definitely lead him to the bottom. It'll lead you to the bottom of this giant ravine.
I have no need to go to the bottom. I just need to go further.
Then where are you going? We'll go with you, and then when we leave, we'll let you.
Well, I think I was going to head back and turn left.
Okay, so step.
Okay, let's go.
Are you sure? You're comfortable walking across this rope bridge here?
With you on it? No.
I'm just saying.
Actually, you know what? That might actually be a really, really good test of that bridge. You know what? Yeah. I think I personally am very comfortable with that. But you go first, and we're going to keep you on this 50-foot of rope.
Well, but that won't let me get very far ahead.
Okay, you halfway.
That's the point.
I don't know if I really like this plan. I don't know if I really like you guys. I came and I was happy to chat with you guys because you guys seemed like you were potentially an interesting sort, but so far you have only treated me with disdain and rudeness. You only grudgingly cut me down. Most people help me when I'm in trouble, just out of the goodness of their hearts.
There are not many people around here that would have helped you down at all. There are a lot of people around here that would have happily killed you and taken your corpse.
This is true. They are worth money.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody
That
would be
would
willing
be
to carry you up to
funny.
the surface.
Oh, to have people try and kill me.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot here that we're not seeing. I'm getting now.
Wait, hold up. What do you mean?
Why
it
would
be
people
funny
not
for
try and
people?
kill you? You're very annoying.
We. Uh,
Do you think that people can't kill you?
Well, let's find out. Here, you have a sword, right? Rapier, something.
Yeah.
He like spreads his arms as wide as he can on the manacles and says, "Open shot, take a shot." Hit
don't
my
do
belly.
that. Serial,
All right,
don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
stab him instead.
No, Serial. Can
Yeah,
Tis
seems to
parry?
go right through him.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Is
Yeah.
this why his blood wouldn't be useful?
Tis, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Can do. Trying expressly to not harm Zerial.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you easily just throw your shield in and interpose it and knock Zerial's rapier away.
This being is a lot more than what we're seeing. He's not just hiding his name and what he's doing here. Well, he's not hiding that anymore, but somebody like the persona that's being projected right now would not survive in the tomb. So I have to assume that there's a lot more under the surface. He probably doesn't even need to
See,
be in
this
those
is
handcuffs if he doesn't want to.
Clever one, aren't you?
I wouldn't say so, but I'm picking up on stuff.
In which case, were you really in the snare in the first place?
It's questionable.
That's a good
Can
point.
he choose what goes through him and what doesn't?
Well,
Because
nothing's gone through him
otherwise he
yet
would have
because,
been.
Yeah.
Fists protect him, so we didn't see that. Sorry, I apologize.
So we don't know, yeah.
Okay.
Shucks.
And I think he looks at you, Tis, and says,
Shit.
Yemis, right?
Yeah, miss.
That's that holy symbol you have from Chalestra?
Yes. Reefs
Interesting.
and corals.
You seem to know a lot. How have you been traveling?
Only recently. Only when I can't avoid it. I'm more of a homebody.
Okay, mood.
Mm-hmm.
Mood.
Seriously.
Thanks for calling.
Well, right now I sort of live in this place that's sort of on the border between, I guess, Prion and Sunera and Abarak. It's kind of like on the border. There's like a forest grove that exists that's, I guess technically it's Prion territory, but it's sort of like in between Prion and, so it's on the edge of things. It's not in the desert, and kind of near the Kava. That whole thing.
Would we know?
Would Salya know if that's a real place?
Sure. Yeah, certainly. And yeah, is the
Okay.
answer.
Does Tis know the implications of that?
That he what?
That he lives on the border of the Kava? Like, does Tis know they're supposed to be closed off?
Oh, well, he doesn't live inside. He's saying that he lives outside it. So.
Oh, okay. So that's reasonable. Okay.
Yes, that's perfectly reasonable. There's towns out there. There's the Kava has some trading, you know.
Oh, okay.
Though they don't allow people into their borders, they do send people out to trade with neighbors.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Awesome.
Okay.
Honestly, I
Salya
think-
wants to like. Sorry, go on.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would actually still kind of press it further. I mean, like, I know Tis, you got in the way of like the actual rapier, but
Yeah.
I mean, I do kind of want to see, just like, you know, I feel like he's trying to lead it on, and I think I'll actually this is a good point for our characters to talk actually, so
Yeah.
because I think it would be really interesting to have that kind of moral discussion. So
About shanking him potentially, or
pretty much.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Like,
Was-
because there is literally no like what's it called, wrong answer with it, I guess. So
Yeah, in a sense.
it's an interesting conflict, but
Yeah.
what's it called? Yeah. So I guess I'll just kind of pick up and like I do think we should still see if he, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like if he's mortal, or
Yeah, I mean, he seems to think that he can't be killed.
well, if he's immortal, Well, okay, no. If he is mortal, we stab him, we potentially kill him, and he's more or less innocent, aside from being very annoying. If he's immortal, we've stabbed him, and he does whatever immortals do, which I don't know if I want to find out.
Well, I think what I might be able to do is I might be able to just. I have a small knife as opposed to my rapier. It wouldn't kill somebody who's, mortal, as long as I don't go for the throat with it, hopefully.
We're trying to see if he bleeds.
Yeah.
Give him the knife.
'Cause-
Let
Is
let
there
him nick himself.
no like blood magic spell that I could use to like just see if he's got blood? Like, would I be able to sense that he's got blood if I tried to use a spell that used his blood?
Yes, absolutely.
That's cool. Flavor wise, that's
I would
cool.
allow that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have a cantrip that works?
Yeah, I've got Bloody Ward, which would require him sacrificing some blood to protect someone else. So I'll try and do that.
Oh, interesting.
So while Zerial and Tis are discussing whether or not we should nick him with a blade, Celia
Yeah.
is.
So I was just gonna like.
Yeah. So what does it look like when you typically cast this spell and you are drawing the blood from someone else? Like normally, I assume with yourself, you sort of cut yourself. But what do you do? But how does it
Yeah.
look?
I think because Salia's never actually used this with someone else. She's only ever used it on herself or with a vial of blood.
Mm.
So I think it probably looks like, like a gash kind of opens on their upper arm and like a little bit of blood comes out and then it kind of seals itself over, but you can see a scar kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a gash opens on his arm, and out comes blood, but it's not red. It's multicolored, almost rainbow, of blood, and it just sort of forms around him. And he looks at it and he goes, "Ow!" Slaps his arm, and he looks at it and he says, "Huh, that's interesting."
Okay, what are
What?
you?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. If so, it went around him when I was trying to protect me.
Oh, sorry, did you want that? And he like holds his hand out, and the board goes around you.
Yeah, okay, what the hell?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
This guy's not
I'm
what he
going to
appears
turn
to
to
be.
Zerial and just be like, attack me. Because I want to see whether it actually works as a ward.
Alright, yeah, I'll see if I can cut her hand with a small knife. So, I don't think I have a attack for that, so I guess a d4?
Yeah, D4 plus death.
Damn.
So, how much does Bloody Ward normally protect?
By half the hit points sacrificed by the donor of the blood.
Cool. How many hit points of his did you sacrifice?
I think I was probably aiming for like 10.
Okay. Yeah. This doesn't even dent it.
Ooh.
Wow.
Huh.
Oh.
So that's actually stronger than normal blood.
Oh no.
So what are you exactly?
Just a guy looking for a sword.
Bullshit.
You haven't seen it, have you?
Maybe. What does it look like?
Okay.
I don't know. Sword shaped.
Okay.
Kind of dark. Looks scary. Goes by the name World Slayer.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Why do you want that?
Jeez.
Well, honestly, to keep it out of other people's hands.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
That's one of the better answers you could have had, yeah.
So you're telling me that your whatever you are is looking for a sword called World Slayer, and we're just supposed to be cool with that?
Well, you have to admit you'd rather I had it than, I don't know.
I mean, I
Hubert
guess.
Longshore.
You know him?
But like,
Oh, you know Hubert Songshore.
we don't even know who you are.
Oh, I told you, my name's Samo.
But oh,
But we don't know enough about you to trust your intentions. How do you
there's the
know
rub.
about Hubert Songshore?
Everyone knows about Hubert Songshore. He runs the largest mercantile empire in the Shimmering Seas. I live in the Shimmering Seas, don't I?
that's kind of
Okay, but do you know about him? Do you know, I don't know, what kind of company he runs? What kind of character he is?
He's a capitalist.
who won the Yankees in 1964? About between the Red Sox.
How old are
can
you,
I tell
Sama?
whether,
Sorry.
Sorry,
he-
can I tell whether Samo likes Hubert Songshore or not?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, roll an insight check.
Oh,
I think he looks at you and says, Jack White gets too little credit for that year.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Okay. Interesting.
That's I think that's gibberish to us.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's words that we know, but altogether it means nothing.
So,
This guy's an elder god.
did he like Hubert Songshore?
No, he seems to think poorly of capitalism in general. And when he says he's a capitalist and then sort of sneers, that's like an insult from his perspective.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, Samo is seeming better.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
Samo,
being
I know I
American.
said that you were really annoying. I'm really sorry about that. Actually, you seem pretty nice.
I'll have you know, and he starts like tapping his foot like angrily. I'll have you know that you have not yet apologized for opening a gash upon my arm.
Well, I was literally just about to say that, okay? So calm down. I apologize for my methods, but to be fair, you were being very close with information. And I just needed to make sure.
Well, how do I know I can trust you?
Well,
Why should I just give
everyone
information to you?
we come
You
across.
seem to think that just because you are like the main character of your own little story, people should trust you. You are not trustworthy. You have to do trustworthy things for people to trust you. Kind things out of the kindness of your heart. Like, I don't know, cutting down strangers who are trapped.
Well,
think
that's
Helping
literally what we
people
did,
who are
though.
stuck in
We did something
barrels.
kind.
No,
We-
you were the one that trapped me.
All right, hear me out. Hear me out. We will help you look for your sword, the World Slayer, as long as you can give us something in reward or in return as a reward. And I'm
I feel
gonna
like you haven't been paying
unmanacle
attention.
him.
I feel like you should already know how I feel about capitalism.
This consider it whatever you want, a gift between friends, but I know for
Favor.
myself, I work on money alone.
The
I like
stink
the idea
Hubert
of,
is still upon you.
I like the idea of a mutually beneficial relationship between us, but I get the feeling that we would not benefit you as much as you would benefit us.
Interesting.
Something to think about, though. The World Slayer sounds like a very dangerous weapon, and I would prefer that stays out the hands of Hubert Songshore. So I would happily help him to achieve that end,
So
if
would I.
that's what he needs. But I don't know whether he needs us.
Tis will just look over at Samo.
Oh, am I invited to be part of this discussion now?
Yep,
Okay.
that's why we're looking at you.
Sorry, I wasn't certain. Sometimes you guys are just talking to each other.
We have been doing that. That's
It's
our
almost
bad.
as if you think I cannot hear you. But here I am.
Oh no, we know you
Just
can.
Samo.
We know you can.
I know what people say. Samo the Fat. Samo
Aw.
he who rolls.
He who
Samo
rolls.
who's always stuck.
Have people said that?
Have you know, we roll a lot more often than you do.
Also, I don't think you've ever really been stuck. If you ask me, I think that's an act you're putting on.
You know so much, and yet so little.
Can I ask a
would-
favor, Sama? Sorry.
Yes, Tis, speak.
I want the world to be rid of people like Hubert Longshore, and I feel like you could help.
Genocide already.
I wouldn't.
I know a suited man with a mustache that had the same idea.
No. Just didn't say genocide.
So he inhales deeply and looks at you seriously. And this is the first time you've seen him sort of look serious
Yeah.
for a while. In fact, at all. You've never seen him look serious before.
Yeah.
He says, the thing about power, little one, skinny one,
Never been called that before. Hi, Lewis. This is
Not
6'6", yeah.
is that when you have enough of it, even applying the smallest amount of pressure can sometimes be overwhelming and cause unintended consequences. You know what I mean? Imagine, if you will, that you have a broadsword, a great sword, something huge, right? That's a powerful weapon that you have there, right? You spin it, you could do all sorts of powerful things with it. But it's sometimes the wrong tool for some things. It's great for lopping off heads, less good for something surgical. Does that make sense?
Hubert Longshore's head doesn't need to be lopped off. He needs surgery. Is that anything?
You might be seeing something there. So if I have a long sword, or if I have a great sword, but can't solve the problem myself directly, yes,
Mm-hmm.
then what would you do?
Tis is visibly confused, or visibly in thought, and maybe struggling a little bit.
Well, if you're me, what you might do is make sure that certain advertisements end up in the hands of certain types of people. Certain promotions head their way. People with scalpels. Peoples with rope.
So what do you want us to do for you?
I need nothing. Except the key to these manacles.
I'll take them off him.
You take the manacles
Yeah.
off.
Can Sally's gonna sit down and just like start setting things up like she's having a picnic. I think she's still got some berries. So she's just gonna like start eating them. She's gonna like offer some up to Samo and see whether he takes any.
He looks at you distrusting.
I just ate some. They're fine.
He takes a berry.
You are so half and half. 2 seconds ago, you were drawing blood and trying to murder him, and now you're handing him berries.
He's eating the berries.
Yeah, and I'll just give everyone else berries, obviously, because I don't want to make it seem like it's just him, even though it is just him.
Is terrifying evil in alignment?
Do you want some water, Samu?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Very kind of you.
Okay.
I can see through you. I know this is a blatant attempt to get back in my good graces after tying me up and threatening to torture me.
I don't care about your good graces.
I know you don't, Uriel. It's fine.
Okay, Samo, I'm just saying, you were being weird. I was fully within my rights. But now I've changed. Let's be friends.
Such character development in 10 seconds. We
The
were
character
bad,
arc.
but now we're good.
Well, I personally did not anticipate this tomb being unearthed.
So you knew it was here already?
One who here.
You cut out there.
I'm the one who put World Slayer in here.
Oh.
Oh, so now you're worried it's going to be found by someone who will use it for bad purposes?
Yep. I knew you were the smart
Oh.
one.
Thank you.
So do you want us to like find it for you, or?
I mean, I wouldn't object if you found it and gave it to me, but truth be told, you haven't exactly won me over with your berry ruse.
If you put it in here, why don't you know?
Again, I feel like you have. Okay, remember with the great sword analogy that you were doing, right? Like, some people can't wield a great sword. I feel like if I were to have this World Slayer, I don't think I'd be able to do much with it. So instead, I will give you that sword for something a little bit more fitting for myself.
A trade?
Yeah, more like a favor for a favor.
How prosaic.
Mhm. So you don't have to trust. You don't have to trust in the berries. You just have to trust in the fact that I want something that is going to benefit me. And people being selfish in nature, and I can tell you one thing for sure: I am a selfish person.
Oh, very well. It seems worth
Alright.
considering at least.
Lyra has a point, though. You must know where it is.
Must I? Why must I?
Well, I don't. You put it
Because
there.
you
You
put
said.
it here.
Well, I mean, several things. First of all, you may not have noticed, but the ecosystem of the tomb has developed over time, and people are, moving things around a lot.
Right.
Secondarily, I didn't actually place it in here myself. I worked through intermediaries.
There's a lot of backstory here that we're not privy to, which I get because we were kind of a bit mean to you at the start, and I'm really sorry about that. Still,
Yes.
I'm very sorry. But
Good. You should be sorry.
So he's just gonna swear in ancient Priani and then
And
go back to normal.
And he just says, "Bless you" in ancient Briani right back.
And she's just going to continue like nothing happened. But, you could have just been a bit more forthcoming and we would have helped, because if we knew that you were a good person, then we might have helped you. But
I'm not
there
a
are a
good
lot of
person.
bad people here.
Wait, what was that?
But I'm not a good person.
Are you an evil person?
You seem like you're doing this for good things.
I don't want the world to end.
This is just another
I
reason
feel like that's way
to
too low a
not trust you.
barometer to consider that this is a good person. Like, not wanting the world to end is like the bare minimum of goodness. If that's your definition of goodness, I feel like you don't really understand much about the world, do you, Celia? For all your intelligence.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, someone probably said my name.
I can't remember if anyone did.
There's goodness, and then there's things that, or there's evil, and then there's things we tried to kill. And if,
Okay. So if we do find the sword, why should we give it to you, knowing that you've literally just self-confessed that you're a bad person?
I didn't say I was a bad person.
You said you weren't a good one.
That is distinctly different.
I don't mind giving him the sword just to get something out. Plus, the more time we spend searching for the sword, the less time we spend with this guy. I'm gonna see if I can go with him across the rope bridge, hopefully. Could you follow me across this bridge?
Oh, very well.
Alright. You said it was up here and to the left, right?
I mean, that's where I'm headed. You're welcome to head in any direction you want. Or maybe I'll just leave and leave. Well, I guess if you guys are going to get the sword for me.
We can get it for you, yeah.
But you're coming with us
But why?
because you know what it looks like. We don't know.
Well, I can draw you a picture. And he snaps his fingers, and you see a large image appear before you of a two-handed greatsword with black opals built into the hilt of it. And the blade itself seems not made of metal so much as obsidian.
Just whistles.
Was that like a major illusion? Minor illusion?
Minor illusion.
So
It's a little bigger than this because technically it's like 6.5 feet long, and this is only 5 feet because my minor illusion is limited to 5 feet. But you know,
you're a spellcaster.
well, yes.
Where did you learn your magic? Like me?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Where did you learn it?
Someplace you haven't heard of.
Oh, thanks. You know, you could give me a bit more credit.
I mean, I study with the Mercane. Do you know who the Mercane are?
Okay, no, but I could have.
It would be highly unusual for you to know who the Mercane are.
Is it because they're older than time itself or something like that?
No. I know one who's like 14.
Years of age? Or
Yes.
Are there any near us or alive?
Nope, not near you. Yes, alive. Plenty alive.
So, if you learnt your magic, you're a wizard, correct?
I was at one point. What I am now is more complicated than that, but basically.
And you knew what blood magic is. Do you know blood magic spells?
Yeah. No, can't say I ever took to this stuff.
What's your preferred school of magic then?
Well, I'm a pacifist, so abjuration.
You're a pacifist, but you're not a good person.
One must be a good person. If one is a pacifist, one is inherently a good person.
No, but in general they go together. Usually pacifism comes from a sanctity of life.
So violence then is a sign of evil?
Sometimes.
That says a lot about your own party, doesn't it? And I think on that awkward moment, we're going to take our break. hope you're enjoying the show. If you're enjoying the show, please support our channel and other stuff. Like, follow, subscribe. I don't remember. I should really look at what the Twitch things are so that I know what they are. So I stop saying like, follow, subscribe because I think that's YouTube. But whatever. Either way, yeah, support our stuff. We have shows on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Our Friday show is really fun. All our shows are really fun, I think, actually. But our Friday show right now is our non D&D stream. We do games besides D&D, and we look at them. And tomorrow we are playing a game that is designed to feel like a Power Rangers and Voltron and things like that. Called Marcus, help me out here.
If not us, then who?
If not us, then who? Exactly. So we're going to be playing that tomorrow. Come check it out. We'll be having a lot of fun with that. It's going to be a silly and excellent good time.
So excited.
Yeah, right. Should be fun. I am down. I am down. Cool. Okay, let's jump back into this thing. So there's this guy, Samo. And he's annoying. And he asks you questions that are things that you frequently don't want to think about. And asks and talks to you about you in metaphors that you don't fully understand. And he's just hanging out there with you guys right now. And while he's doing this, time is passing. I know. Wow. Okay. You guys are very lucky. I don't know how you guys are so lucky, but you're very lucky. So time keeps passing, and he keeps chatting with you guys. So what's the intent here? What do you guys want to accomplish here? Do you have a specific goal? Do you have a way you want to relate to this, or do you just want to, like, what's your goal in general? What do you want to have happen here?
Personally, I want to just get out of here and find that sword.
Mm-hmm.
Quicker I can get rid of this person, this lovely, lovely person, the better.
Some of you seem to have some questions for him. If not, then that we can certainly push the scene in that direction. That's what I mean. Some of you seem to have some questions.
I have lots of questions for him, but I don't think he'll answer them. So
sometimes he answers questions.
Sometimes. Tiss is. I don't think they would be showing it externally, but Tiss is actually pretty invested in this person now, knowing, gleaning that they are much, much, much more than they seem, and the way he talked about capitalists in Hubert Longshore was one thing. The other thing was the fact that Tiss is getting a better picture of how huge Hubert's enterprise is. And this is the first person who seemed like they could rival it in some way. Yeah. Aside from Yamas, in a sense. Yeah.
Lyra, what's your response to this person?
I feel like they're a really good source of information, but they're not going to give as much if they're not nice. But
that's certainly an accurate description of the situation. Yeah, and Zero, you just want to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Okay. So our camera comes up, and I think positioning has sort of changed. I think time has passed. The conversation has continued. It's gone round around a little bit in circles. But there's still more opportunity to glean more information. Somehow, somewhere, at some point, he conjured a barrel out of thin air and sat on it. Not a chair, but a barrel. Sort of like a short barrel, but his legs still don't reach the ground because he's so round. And he sort of did it subtly, and you sort of don't notice at first, and then you sort of do a double take and see he's sitting on a barrel now, near the picnic blanket that Celia has laid out, and is just munching happily on berries during this conversation.
Celia will just make more berries and keep passing them.
Keeps eating them.
Okay, can I ask him a question? I want to. Okay, so he doesn't like us. Which, I mean, fair enough at this point. But what can we do for him in order for him to answer our questions? Is there something that he needs doing that we could do?
You ask him this?
Yeah.
Well, you could bring me my sword.
Okay, then would you answer our questions?
Interesting. Yeah, what would be a fair trade? One question for each of you for the sword? One
Oh.
true answer, shall we say?
I'd rather have something a little bit more tangible, if you know what I mean.
Well, then a magical item for you.
Actually, at the risk of sounding like a capitalist, I think I would like something material too. Surgical tools. Well, maybe not material, but yeah, I think you know what I mean by that. I would like surgical tools.
Something useful.
Yes.
For your goals.
Aye.
Well, you can see something like that. So, in exchange for World Breaker, you'll bring me World Breaker, and I will bring you a magical item for Zuriel that's sort of something honed and tuned to what you do in the world. Yes, Zuriel? And then a magical item for Tis. Tis, are you happy with your spear?
I'm very happy with it, yes.
Then perhaps a something more defensive for you then.
Oh, that actually would be lovely. I love this shield, but it could be better.
Interesting. Worth considering. And then a true answer for you, Celia, yes?
Well, my weakness is that I want knowledge, and you seem to have a lot of it. I don't know whether one answer would be enough for me.
Negotiating here, are you?
I think I would like you as a friend.
Oh, that's the deal. Oh, I thought you were going to say, as a friend, I would like you to do this. And I was going to say, well, we're not friends. But you were actually saying that for World Breaker, you would like that.
Yes.
Is very clever. I have very few friends, you know. Many people that I like.
Well,
some that have helped me out in the past. There's this one sort of moody person, is old. I liked her.
Oh.
Cool. But
she sounds like someone we know.
Yes. But well, friends, you know, they it's a free give and take. Not just give on one person's part and take on the other person's part. It's a free exchange of things, yes?
Of course, yeah. I would
not at all like a master-student relationship where the master just sticks spikes into your hands and absorbs shit from you.
You know about that?
Yes.
Well, yes, that is definitely a weird relationship. But of course I wouldn't expect you to help me for free all the time.
Oh,
of course
no,
it would be
a
constant trade.
Well, it's not a, oh gosh, I hate this trade nonsense. Friendship is a real thing. It's not about giving and taking. It's about being with someone, about presence, about love,
trust.
Yeah.
And it was in the heart that mattered all along, up until the heart got stabbed and we lost our last two few companions.
Well, I'm sure we could potentially build trust.
And love. That's what friendship is.
Yeah. Sally's a bit confused by that, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. And then he looks at Lyra. And you, quiet one, stealthy one, observant one, what is it that you'd like? If you return my sword to me. Actually, to be fair, for clarity's sake, technically not my sword. I stole it, but still.
Just comfort, I suppose, in the fact that if we needed your help in something, you would help us, but that we would offer to do the same for you if you ever needed anything else as well.
Interesting. Well, I have to admit that sounds like a worthy deal on some level.
What about other levels?
It sounds good enough on those. Tiss, and I apologize to everyone else in the group, but Tiss,
Yes.
you seem like the most honorable.
By some standard, I guess.
An oath sworn, though, is an oath that you will keep?
Yes.
Excellent. Then I, with this hand, and he holds out a chubby little hand to you,
This will hold out a claw.
shakes it, and says, bind this deal. Should you return Worldbreaker to me, I will grant to you all the stuff that was just discussed in the previous conversation. I would restate it all here for clarity's sake, but I'm going to choose not to do so because I am lazy.
I respect that, and I trust you.
Excellent. Trust. Isn't that so nice?
Still
Zerial,
don't trust you.
you could learn something from these people.
I still don't trust you. But
Honestly,
if you
I'm
can
glad
give
he
me
doesn't.
what I want, it's a good thing.
Not trusting is perfectly a reasonable position. It's a safe one. I get it. Well, I will be outside the tomb.
Where outside the gym? There were several entrances.
I don't know. How's your bed? Is it comfy?
Yeah, sure, that will do.
Great. I'll be in your bed.
Wait, is there any more information you can give us, or about maybe whereabouts in the tomb we could find it?
See, I gave you an image of the sword. Well, it's a powerful object, and so it wouldn't surprise me if it becomes sort of an object of worship to some of the people in this tomb of some sort.
Sorry, as an aside, maybe I should take you back up just because we have someone else staying in our tent, and I think maybe he should be given a heads up that you will be a guest.
Yaldor, right?
Oh my god.
You know him.
I mean, not by name.
You just said his name.
Well, I mean, I don't know him well. He's not like a friend or anything like that.
You know a lot of things that we didn't expect you to be able to know. You're a mysterious person, Samo.
Thank you.
Definitely mysterious.
Oh, Lyra, by the way, just freebie. Does anyone mind free gifts? No one minds free gifts, right?
No.
The cure that you are looking for, it's here.
I think I should have been taken aback by that because she's never mentioned it to other people. You're sure in the tomb?
Yes, the shaman that killed, if I might say, the cutest of you. Uses something that would work to cure the disease, to maintain his fake Akarut.
I think that's just going to give Lyra so much comfort. I think she might even have some tears coming out the side of her eye.
Yeah.
As she quickly wipe away, and I think she'll just kneel down and sort of whisper thank you.
You're quite welcome. Well, oh, right. Clues as to where it might be. Well, let's think about that. My guess is that it'll be deeper rather than higher, and it'll be somewhere secret rather than somewhere obvious. I might check the river. Yeah,
Didn't know
check the
there was a
river.
river here.
Is there a river at the bottom of that crevasse?
Yes, I believe so.
Good to know.
Can you get us down there?
No, that's for you. And then he nods and smiles and says, "Well, as a good friend of mine says, ta-ta for now." And he turns and he starts walking, and he walks over to the rope bridge, sort of looks at it, shakes his head, and then walks like 2 feet to the side of the rope bridge and just starts walking across the air. And every time he walks on the air, you see a little like flash of like light circles just emit from underneath his boots, as if he's walking on like an invisible platform that he's, and every step he takes pushes it. And depresses
Can I
it.
call after him? Just like, hang on, do you not want me to escort you?
No, I'm good.
You know where the tent is?
Sure.
Okay, can I just like bag up the rest of my berries and like chuck them to him and just be like, can you give these to Bealdor?
Sure. And he catches them. And he waddles away across midair.
What a weird guy.
Well, yes.
Shit.
Why did I offer to be his friend? What's the term?
Okay, so
Makes me
wait.
want to die.
We have Titans, and then we also have you, Emily. You can, what's it called? Use Mold Earth. So we can technically get down this chasm.
I think
use
yeah.
Mold Earth, but it would take a really long time.
Wait.
That's also with like soil and dirt and stuff, right? Not stone.
I
Not
think
stone,
it is
Yeah,
stone,
yeah.
she needs stone shape, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a cleric spell too. I forget if wizards get that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Alright. So how do we get down? Do we know?
I can use gaseous form, but I've only got 2 of those spell slots, so I could only do it twice.
I could teleport 30 feet away, but that's 30 feet. That's not exactly great.
Could you teleport? Is that
If we
thing?
have Featherfall, like that would be
Oh, that
so
would be-
perfect.
Yeah. You might have to just
Jinx
take the
had
long way
Featherfall.
down. Oh.
Sure, it's a sustainable way so we can actually get back up.
Yeah, that's vital.
Why don't we ask Akko?
Oh yeah, so wait, we have 2 gaseous.
Maybe the bat can get us down.
1 bat, or possibly 2 bat, right?
I think it's just the one big one and then like smaller
Yeah,
ones.
there's a bunch of small ones, but there's a big one.
Okay, so no, but I mean like 2 of us can ride down on the bat.
Oh yeah, 2 small people could.
ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, Tis can cast Reduce, right?
I might be out of spell slots. Well, out of second level. Yeah, I have 1. I have 1 and 0 first level.
Alright, so technically you could. What's it
Technically.
called? And let's see. So you can cast Reduce. Celia can cast the 2 gaseous forms on me and Lyra.
I've only just noticed. Sorry, that's a concentration spell, so I would have to be concentrating on you, which means I wouldn't be able to cast it twice unless I came
Gaseous
back
form.
up.
Gaseous form works on multiple people. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong?
Oh,
Doesn't it work on like? Sorry. Nope. Sorry, I was thinking of something different.
I can't for the life of me remember what that spell is. The one that's like the crazy, where you get the crazy fast like flying
spell.
speed. Yeah.
okay. I mean, we have
Cloud form, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, that might be it.
the things. What were they called? The things that went into the wall. for
Pythons,
climbing.
pythons.
The pythons, yeah.
Pythons. We have pythons, and we have 50 feet of rope, and I'm sure other people also have rope.
Well, Samo did say it was just to the left here, right? On the bridge instead of
Yeah,
straight.
let's go explore the left. That seems a little bit more straightforward.
Yeah, my concern is what Lyra had said, that it would be good to have a surefire way back up, because if we just jump down, it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
So is your intention to cross the rope bridge again?
Yeah.
That's where Samo said he was gonna head, right?
But I think,
Originally, he said he was heading this way. When you guys said you were going to get the stored for him, he decided to head this way instead, and out the tomb.
I think what I'm going to do though is I'm gonna set up a safeguard. I'm gonna put a couple pythons into the wall.
Okay.
And then, rope around me.
Okay. Yeah. So you're tied to the wall. How long's your rope?
Should be 50 feet, and if anybody has extra rope, I could use it.
So
I
40.
think we all should,
80.
yeah.
It'll be.
Actually, I think you should have double that,
It's like
because if you're
140.
carrying rope, then I would also be. You'd have my rope because you picked up the rope from the snare trap.
Oh yeah.
So that's
I'd have
2 sets
100
of
off
50.
that. And then what's it called? I would have this. Do you have rope?
Yeah, I would use it. Give it up. Because we all get a pack of some sort, and I'm pretty sure they all have 50 feet of hemp in.
Most packs have 50 feet of rope.
Okay. Is it most, though?
I think the burglar's pack gets a different type of rope.
Okay.
Like it's silk rope or something like that. I don't know where to look it up. But
Oh.
I'd also have to look it up. Don't quote me on that. I forget this stuff.
I can check really quick.
Maybe the diplomat's pack doesn't get it or something like that. I don't know. It's
That would make sense.
Yeah, so and then I'm going to walk across, but I'm going to make sure that we all do it one by one.
Okay.
So we don't break the bridge.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. What sort of armor you're wearing?
I think it's leather armor. Yeah, leather armor.
Great. You're good. You walk across. You turn
That is
left, and you
so
head down the other hallway.
Okay, as I head down the other hallway, I'm going to put the other thing into pythons in the wall.
Great. So now there's like a rope, a second rope bridge. Basically, is that what you're doing, or like a rope path to follow as you walk along the rope bridge?
Yeah, it's kind of like a climbing type of technique, but essentially it just keeps people from falling. So.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Okay. Who's going next?
Okay.
Oh.
Celia, you make your way across. No problem. Lyra, are you next?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Lyra, you make your way across. No problem.
Alright, good luck, this.
So yeah, I'm gonna use Zerial's rope device as well. Gonna tie it nice and tight.
Snowing Tiss. He was such
And
a
it's now on.
nice
It's
gentleman.
worth pointing out that you're now tied to both sides because we've got pythons on both sides. Zerial was the one who was most at risk
Okay,
because
cool.
they went. He went first. But Tis, because you're going last, you've got pythons on one side, you've got pythons on the other side, and this rope that sort of connects the two of them. It's a little bit at an awkward angle, but you know it works.
Fantastic.
So you're in slightly better shape. What kind of armor are you wearing?
Plates.
Great.
Yeah, so the heaviest you can get. I checked too. Scholars, priests, entertainers, and diplomats don't have rope, which is a lot more than I thought it was. Yeah.
Tis, can you roll a
How
dexterity
we
saving
doing?
throw for me?
Oh, okay. Coming up. Here we go. Dexterity. How'd that turn out?
Yeah. So the rope bridge breaks.
Okay.
Currently, you're being held up by the ropes that are hitting to pythons on either side. Anyone want to roll a strength saving throw to help to save Tis?
100%.
Zerial, roll that strength saving throw. Oh, Zerial, pythons are slowly coming out of the wall. You can see them popping out of the wall. In fact, you had two in there. One just bing, pops out of the wall, and you see it becoming unstable as the rope bridge collapses down below. Tis is now just hanging onto this rope. It's not a bridge, it's just a rope that's connected
Okay.
to the wall.
I'm gonna cast gaseous form on him.
Okay, absolutely. Is Ghastly Swarm a touch spell?
It is, yeah. So
I'll cast. I'll cast reduce on myself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tis casts Reduce. Tis, you shrink down to 1/8 the size,
Mhm.
and suddenly you're no longer causing so much strain on this thing.
Mhm.
But this rope is not very well secured, so I do need someone else to try and do something about that.
I think Celia like goes to cast it and then realizes and she's like and she goes to help Zerial.
Okay, yeah. Zerial, why don't you roll a d20 plus your strength mod
That would be
or athletics? I'll take an athletics check. Athletics check. Oh man.
Are you kidding me?
Is that with advantage?
Are you actually kidding me?
An athletics check would be +3 on that.
So that's a
Or not
6.
plus-
Plus
I,
five?
I don't know what it would be. Yeah, it's an athletics of 5, so.
Okay, so that's a 8.
Yikes.
Cool. So
Like gift him my lucky.
Okay, worst comes to worst, I can jump off the cliff.
Oh, that's.
No, it actually makes sense because
Oh,
I
since you're
jump
tied
off.
to the.
No,
Oh.
I jump off and I grab you and then I face step back up.
so Tis,
Oh,
here's the
man. Okay.
situation that we're in.
Yeah.
You are now small enough to like clamber along the rope, right? You are
Right.
much smaller than you normally are.
Less than a foot, if I
But
remember right.
the rope is like whipping up and down a little bit, so you're kind of running like madly along this. It's a little bit like a Hot Wheels track, right? You like tell me what you're doing. What is your intent here? Are you trying to get to the far side? Are you trying to get to the near side? What's your goal?
I'm trying to get to the far side is where they are.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get to that side. I would like to ideally. How much of the bridge is like? Am I closer to the near side?
No, you're actually closer to the far side. I know that's
Okay.
choice of words. You're closer to their side.
Okay. So, assuming part of the bridge is the bridge collapsed. Assuming part of it is now hanging down below the far
Mhm.
side, I would
Yeah.
like to. I'd like to grab on there.
Yeah, so you're running to try and collab onto there. Yeah, sure. Let's make an athletics check to jump for that.
Okay. Athletics, not my best. Oh God.
Great. You go. You try and jump for this bridge to try and get it. And Zerial, you see that this little Tis is not going to make it. Are you going to jump and try and get him?
I'm gonna jump. Yeah.
Acrobatics check for me, Zerial.
Alright.
Nice. 17. Jump off the edge of this thing, and the jump off the edge of this cliff, and dive and grab Tis in your hands. Tis, you're now being like crushed to Zerial's chest.
Yeah.
Zerial, what are you doing?
I am going to face step back to the
Is it
ledge.
is it the same day? Because you used it in the fight, didn't you?
Yes, but I get it at a short rest.
Oh,
Great.
nice. Okay, choice.
So you fade step back up and are fortunately able to.
that was too
Oh my
close.
Tis is less than a foot tall, and he's like pounding the ground, cursing in Celestian, like just screaming. But it's
Oh my
super
God,
like
we
quiet and tiny.
We almost lost this.
Oh my God.
Can Celia start like?
Yeah. Fuck that bridge. Yeah.
Celia's gonna start like fussing over him and like checking that he's okay and stuff like that.
God, the fucking bridge. I was right to never trust it.
Yeah.
Can I try to do that thing where you like throw a stone off and listen for when it hits the ground and see if I can get an idea of how deep it is?
Yeah. So you drop a stone off. Roll a perception check.
At least one of us can roll.
Nice. So you definitely hear it. It sounds like it's about 250, maybe 300 feet down, and you hear not a stone hitting the ground, but a gentle plop of a stone hitting water.
The river. The river.
Water is anything but gentle at 250 feet.
Yes, that is very true.
By the way, something I noticed about Bay Step is the spring one is absolutely horrifying in its connotations.
Mm.
So when you use Space Step, you can. Oh wait, no, it's a willing creature. All right.
Yeah.
All right. If it
What
was
is
an
it?
unwilling creature and you could just teleport any random creature 5
No.
or 30 feet in any direction, that would be horrifying.
Yep.
You're fighting the evil bad wizard on the tower. Well, I hope he can fly.
To be fair, he's an evil bad wizard. He probably can fly.
True.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Do you guys want to continue down the hallway, or do you want to look down more?
I mean, I don't think there's
Um,
anything we can do here, right?
Yeah, I mean, just as an aside, I just love the like image I've got in my brain of like Tis cursing at the ground and Zerial kind of like sitting there just like, oh my god, what just happened? And like Selya fussing over him. And then like Lyra's just perfectly calm, walking to
Yeah.
the edge, taking the stone.
So how is
Doesn't
it that our
Iconic
paladin
image.
is the one that's like cursing up the storm and our rogue is the voice of reason? This has happened twice.
I like that. I like that dynamic.
Yeah. Sama also just revealed your secret, Lyra, to everyone, just so you know that that's a thing that has happened. I don't know how you're feeling about that, but we'll find out. Okay. So you guys walk down the hallway, and I think you see. I'm quite comfortable saying this is like the thing you least want to see at this moment. Of all things, certainly it's the thing that Tis least wants to see at this moment. Of all things. Yes, it is another chasm and another rope bridge.
God damn it.
I thought you were going to say Hubert Songshaw.
Yeah.
No, Tis would like seeing Hubert Song, sure.
Yeah, in opening.
To be fair, last time we saw them, we gained a party member.
That's true. Let's see. What's your light source right now? What are you guys using for light? I've forgotten.
I'm using Produce Flame.
Right. So, 40, 20, is that right? Yeah, 40 feet in every direction. Cool. Yeah. Then you sort of see into this massive pit.
Great.
Let's drop another
Can we
stone
see?
down there. I think Lyra had it right.
Yeah, you want to drop a stone down there? Roll a perception check.
Nothing that one.
That's the one.
Yeah, the stone disappears from the sight. And I think you can kind of hear as it like clambers along some rocks down there.
Alright.
It's pretty far away, but it's a little cavernous, so it's a little bit hard to say. But yeah, you'd probably hear it. Like, I don't think you can hear the stone hit, but I think what you can hear is the echo of the stone hitting. If that makes
Can we see the other side of the chasm?
Not with 40 feet of light.
I'd say we
Okay.
just go for it.
Jump.
There's really nothing much we could do, and we've exhausted a lot of our
Let's
stuff.
see. Anything I should say? Strong hemp ropes woven and tied closely around planks of wood. At waist height, there is a rope handrail on both sides. The bridge seems firmly attached. At least on this end.
But this one's firm.
I'll go first, then I guess.
You go first?
If I die, then or actually, wait a second. Oh my god. Okay, wait, hold up. Something about familiars. You can cast touch spells through familiars, but can you do the opposite?
Can a familiar cast the touch spells through you?
Yeah, can a familiar cast a touch spell on you? Like if
You could
Celia
cast
had
a touch
my
spell on
cast
you,
the
right?
you can cast the touch spell on yourself.
No, no, no. I mean, like, if Celia had my familiar, right?
Okay.
And she were to cast gaseous form, even though it's a touch spell, as long as she's touching my familiar, could she cast it on me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Your
Oh,
familiar
man.
is an extension of yourself.
Really?
That's awesome. Yeah.
That is absolutely fantastically brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. Your familiar and yourself share like a magical bond. So anything that you do affects them. Anything that they do affects you.
Okay. Yeah, I was totally tuning my own horn, but wow, that is like a big game changer.
No, that is cool. Like from a magic, like yeah.
By the way, I
Yeah.
want to be very clear. I have no idea if that's how things actually work in D&D, but I think that's just too cool to not allow to work
Yeah.
in our game. Just to be clear.
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
Okay.
As a completely different question, do familiars have personalities?
Yes,
Okay,
and they can chat,
cool.
and they're intelligent.
Yes.
You can chat with them.
I once had a familiar that was a mouse with a tiny little hat that was an actual hat, but I sewed for it, and it was Mousestopheles. I would cast Minor Illusion to make like a, or I don't know if it was Minor Illusion or something else, to make like a voice, a booming voice for it. It was like, I am the great Mousestopheles.
I love that.
That is just the most adorable thing ever. It does
A
not surprise
wizard.
me that Jack came up with the most adorable thing ever. Yeah, absolutely. We haven't really discussed Pineapple's personality that much, but I'm assuming cute and adorable. So,
Little fuzzy boy. So,
little fuzzy
all
boy.
right. I'm going across the rope bridge with confidence now.
Mhm. Great. You're on the other side.
Okay.
And looking at the other side, you see that this is better put together than the other one. This one's much better quality.
Can we see him? Like, do we know how far away he is?
Do you have a light source?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I mean, I guess I could say I grabbed the torch off the wall and she could light it.
Yeah, it's about 200 feet across.
Wow. Okay. Also, as a completely different question again. So this sword.
Mhm.
Do I know anything about it? Do I know its history or anything?
Yeah, roll a history check. Yeah. You've heard of a magical sword. It's had a bunch of different names. Death's Bite was a sword that was used by Akarut to wipe out the people that he thought were evil. I think you know now from history that they weren't evil; they were just other goblin tribes that were not people who acceded to his rule. But he referred to them in sort of derisive ways. Um, you know, but he had a magical sword that did that. Could be the same sword. Could not be.
Do I have any idea what the sword's magical property actually was?
Definitely not. People
Okay.
tend to speak about this thing. It's old enough to be legendary, and people tend to speak about it in terms of like, oh, the powerful sword, more than yes,
The
the
sword
thing
that
that
did
gives
this.
you a +3 bonus on this, and allows you to cast this spell.
Yeah, yeah.
And at this point, it's hard to divide myth from reality, right?
Uh-huh.
Like imagine if
Yeah.
Excalibur were weapon, because magic was real. Like at this point, no one really knows. It's the sword of leadership, but whatever.
Okay. Cool. I'll cross the bridge. In other news.
Okay, yeah, you make it across the bridge, no problem.
Oh wait, actually I should probably go last because I have the light source. So everyone else is just going to be in darkness now.
Somebody should carry fists so that way they could throw.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Can I get a ride? Get a
Sure.
lift.
Satis hitches a ride on Celia's back.
Oh, on Lyra, I think, because Celia's going last, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, Lyra and Tis, you make it across, no problem.
Whew.
Okay, and then me.
Celia, since you've got the light source, could you roll a perception check at disadvantage for me?
Sure.
That's a natural one.
Yeah, I don't think
Who
you needed
needs
much
disadvantage? I've got lucky, actually.
Mhm,
I've got
yeah.
lucky. Shall I use it?
Halfling luck,
Use it.
halfling luck applies.
15.
Not saying that this should or will mean anything to you, but I think
Okay.
as you are walking across, the light that you have reflects off a crystal, and you see across the pit, far away, over here, I'll ping it for you, seems to be...
We're not on the same map, I don't think.
Oh, yep, thank you. My bad. My incredible bad. There we go. So...
Oh, nice.
There we go. I'm going to ping for you, Celia. You see these openings. They're a little lower than where you guys are, but there's definitely no bridge connecting to them. And you see them.
Okay. I think I'd see them, but like, I don't know that I'd even mention it because it's just such a random thing to notice. So I'd probably just go.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay. Do you guys keep going down the hallway?
I think at this point, enlarge would, or reduce would drop.
We're off.
It's only a minute.
Sounds good to me.
I hope you got off Lyra before you dropped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Destroyed her fucking spinal cord.
So much bludgeoning damage.
That almost killed one of my parties the other day. There was a giant magnet, and a little person who was a kobold was standing in front of the Goliath wearing heavy plate armor. And then the magnet turned on and started absorbing the Goliath towards him.
Oh no. You know,
And then the Warforged got involved. Okay. It almost killed the
Oh
kobold.
dear.
I feel so bad.
does reduce only apply to creatures?
I don't know.
Let's see. Creature or object.
Creature object.
Yeah.
Can you do it on the chasm?
You can't do it on the left.
Make it smaller. That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Just make it go away.
Creature, object, or space. That'd be cool.
Yeah, feed somebody a cannonball.
Oh shit. Oh, that's brutal. It would work too, I think.
Oh yeah. That or a dagger.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh
So, you guys turn the corner and start heading down, and you see before you a chamber that has curtains in it, black curtains. And on the walls of this chamber, let's do a full description of this chamber. It appears to be a religious center. It looks like a chapel, like there's something holy or unholy coming from this place. The part that you are in contains a basin filled with something that kind of looks like water again. Except that, let's see, it's filled with a basin and has two small statues, as well as heavy black curtains. But one of the statues is completely broken, and the other seems to be in a position of picking its nose. Like it's a statue of someone like picking their nose, like their fingers up to their nose, which is very weird for a statue.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you see in ancient Priani, something that says, uh, "Chapel to the dark god Thoxis," right? But someone has scratched it out, scratched out the name Thoxis, and put Suxes. Very clever. And then underneath that, wrote, "The Hungry One rules," with a Z. So we have a defiled church, basically. It was an evil church, but now it is a defiled evil church.
A statue picking its nose makes me think that it's not a statue at all, and it's just something pretending to be one. So, can I...
There's also, I want to be very clear, there are heavy black curtains in this room that you can easily go through. They're just obscuring your sight.
Oh wait, no. Remember
Oh,
last
also
time
a
the
hallway
black...
the other direction.
Yeah, guys, remember last time the black curtains had almost turned me to stone?
I think that was the golem.
I don't think it was a golem.
It was when you peeked through the curtains, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's when I touched the curtains that the effect had started.
Hmm.
And he didn't turn any of you guys to stone or tried to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Did you touch it, or did you touch it by proxy? Like, did you use something else to touch the curtains?
I don't know. What did you think?
Rapier. He used his rapier to try and separate the curtains.
Oh.
Shit.
And that still worked. Okay. So if I touch these stone beings, I'll probably turn to stone.
The stone being, that's harder to say, but the curtains, the risk right now is the curtains that you know about. The stone beings, maybe.
Okay, how about this? Alright. Let's use the caveman solution. Let's try fire.
Okay, do you want me to control flames towards the curtains?
That would be very nice, because honestly, I'm sick of curtains.
Okay,
we're a curtainless
I'll do
household
that.
right now. Blinds for life.
See if they catch on fire.
Yeah, so you throw flames to the heavy black curtains. It's damp, so in the air, so it's going to take a second for you to do it, but you could keep doing it for a little bit. It'll definitely work eventually, it seems.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep doing it then, I guess.
Yeah, cool. So because it's damp, there's a lot of smoke in the air as it does this. And I think you also hear screaming.
As soon as I hear screaming, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, well, the curtains are on fire now, so they keep burning. And you keep hearing, like, screaming on the air as something happens. Hard to know what.
Gang commits genocide.
Can I control the flames off the curtains so they stop burning?
Yeah, absolutely. So you stop the curtains from burning. They're about like a third burned. There's like a hole in the middle of it, like a doorway, almost into the next part of the room.
Okay, but the screaming stops.
The screaming does stop as the fire stops.
Would it be possible to not touch the curtains and enter?
Yes. Yeah. There's now like a doorway through them. Okay. The central part of this room seems to be like a worship chamber, but again, it's been pretty heavily defiled. There's some sort of statue to some sort of person. I think it looks like it was at some point a statue to Akarut, the goblin, but someone has like broken off his ear, and an arm is missing, and someone has drawn like a fake mustache on him and crossed out his eyes with like a paint of some sort. And then you see more black curtains with two statues in front of them. And again, these statues, one of them is totally broken, and the other one is holding its own butt awkwardly.
So wait, these are two new statues, or they were the old statues?
These are two new statues.
Okay.
So people definitely got caught out by these curtains.
Tissel.
No idea what to do.
Hallway.
Can we help these people?
Bars there.
Oh.
Oh wait, there's iron bars instead of curtains.
Sorry, iron bars back the way you came. Sorry, I'll ping on the map for clarity's sake. The wavy lines, these are the curtains. The letter E, those are the statues. This right here, these are the iron bars.
Is there anything behind the iron bars? Or?
It seems like there's an entrance. The bars are rusty.
Should we just burn our way through the other curtains?
Might consider figuring out who's behind them first.
What's the floor made of?
Yeah, marble.
Damn it! So I can't
Swanky.
use mold earth on that.
Nope.
Because I was going to try and tip the statues away from the curtains so I could touch them.
Would curtains be what's it called? Susceptible to acid damage?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to use something that I haven't used before. And I'm going to say for flavor, I'm just going to change it up a little bit. So I had this for my thing. It's a poison axe, but instead I'm going to like kind of just slightly change it to be like perhaps I just put it into a vial and make it a potion.
I like it. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, same thing mechanically, just differently.
Sounds great. Works for me.
Yeah, so I'm just going to use a potion of poison to do acid damage to the curtain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as you do, the curtains start to melt away, and again, you hear those screams of agony.
Yeah,
Sawyer going to wince but not say anything.
I think it's just these curtains. It's probably like a self-defense mechanism, hopefully.
It still makes her very uncomfortable.
Hopefully.
While he's doing that, I have strips of sheet. Can't remember why I have it, but I have it. So I'm gonna throw the sheet so it kind of like wraps around one of the statues, I don't know, like heads or arms or something, but like it touches the statue while I'm not touching it. Just in case.
Yeah, touches the statue.
That it doesn't turn into stone or anything.
Nope.
So
okay, I'm gonna use the strips of sheets to like pull it.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's stone. Roll an athletics check, and then I will answer your question in a second, Zero.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, so it's hard to pull it, but you probably could if you like took your time. It might take some time to do so, but you could get it down. It takes people to pull down a statue, it turns out. To answer your question, Zero, behind this, there is a statue of a tall figure in robes, very gaunt of face. Roll an Arcana check or a religion check.
Let's see. Arcana for sure. It's a +6.
Yeah, this is definitely a lich.
Oh,
it's a statue of a lich.
Unlike
all of the other statues, this one is not defaced in any way, shape, or form.
So that was lich with the previous one with the curtains. Oh wait, how do liches store souls again? Like, is it like can they be storing souls in the curtains?
I don't know. I forget what phylacteries have to be. It can be like a box or a jar or something along those lines. I don't know about any object.
The eyes of the statue are turquoise. Yes.
I'm gonna do something that might be a really bad idea. Famous last words. But I'm gonna throw that small knife at the statue.
Yeah, so you throw your small knife at the statue. It hits it. It's stone, so the knife bounces off. falls to the ground.
Alright. Is there anything around the statue?
Let's see. There are iron braziers. And flame is actually turns on in them as you throw the knife. Like just erupts, and now there's flame on either side of the statue in these iron braziers.
Oh, no.
While Ziriel is doing that, can I gesture to Tis, maybe, and like ask for his help moving the statue?
Yeah, Tis will help.
Yeah, so between the two of you, you're able to pull the statue away from the curtains. The curtains are also mostly acided now.
Okay. And it doesn't turn back to a person?
No.
Okay. Can I cast Identify on it?
Absolutely. Did you take time to cast it as a ritual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. If we get paralyzed, we could probably use some of the Lich Blade.
So you cast Identify on the person. Hold on, let me check. What is it? It's got to be Transfiguration, right? Transmutation. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah. So you immediately sense transmutation magic coming from this statue.
Huh. So it's definitely something turned to stone. It's not just a statue. But do I know how long ago? Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. So you're doing this on one of the statues that's further in. Yeah. So we'll say 5,000 years.
Oh. So even if I could revive it, I might not be able to talk to it like Kana. Okay.
Is there any kind of like plaque or engraving or anything around the lich that might tell us it's got like a name or information or something?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I think there would be. I think there's a plaque at his feet that has some sort of lame poem that essentially says something like all kneel before the might of Thoxis.
Right. I don't suppose anyone feels like needing the statue.
Do you want to get close to the statue? You guys are all sort of looking at this from a distance right now, just to be clear. Like, no one's crossed the threshold of the curtains yet, because it's only like 20 feet back from the curtains. So you don't have to get that close. It's a big statue.
Cast Shadow Blade preparation.
You cast Shadow Blade? Okay.
Yeah. This is a preparation.
Okay.
I guess I'll go ahead.
So you want to approach the statue?
Statue. Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what we got here.
Currently, I possess the most powerful transmutation magic possible. I can turn a person into a dead person using only steel.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see what we get. Can you do me a favor and roll 1d100, please?
Oh, Jesus. 84. Lucky number 84. I believe in that table it stands for instantaneous death. was that? Yeah. What time? Instantaneous. What the hell was that? It's a deterrent. Why couldn't you turn him into a snake? Everybody wants to get turned into a snake.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't really like that one. I should rewrite that. Hold on 1 second.
Well, it's been nice knowing you.
No, I just don't like it. Hold on, let me change it up 1 second.
God, I'm gonna have to draw so many people with the friggin' clouds.
Can you roll another 1d100? I just don't like that answer. It just doesn't make sense for you.
28. Instantaneous life. I suddenly come out bearing a child of my own image.
Maybe Mochi comes back. That'd be a nice D100.
Like, I walks up to a genie and he's like, I want world peace. And he's like, nah, that's a little bit too impossible. I was like, all right, I want to find aliens. And again, that's a little bit too hard. It's like, I want Mochi back. And it's like, what color do you want the aliens to be?
Okay. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Your which hand is holding the shadow blade?
I'd say right hand. Yeah.
Great. Your right hand suddenly feels stiff.
I don't know.
You're gonna turn to stone.
Did you look at it?
Yeah, I'll definitely look at it.
Yeah. So you look down at your right hand, and it's see-through.
Oh no.
It's what?
See-through.
What? This is just like when Jinx turned blue. This is not good.
Do I have control over this hand?
It seems to move a little stiffly, but it is. Yeah, you have control. You're still holding the shadow blade.
Can I?
Can I touch my other arm with the hand?
You want to touch your other arm with the hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, you touch it. Your hand that is see-through is cold, and when you feel it, it feels smooth. It doesn't feel like flesh at all. It feels like glass.
Can I use dispel magic on it? Just
Mhm.
try and get rid of it. Whatever spell this is.
Yeah, your shadow blade disappears.
Does
My
the
shadow blade.
glass thing also stop?
Nope.
Oh dear.
Is it just my hand?
It's your hand. It goes just past your wrist a little bit. It's
Okay,
like
but it's not like creeping up on me, is it?
No, it stops. It's just like your hand is turned to glass.
Okay. I'm going to drink some of the lift fluid.
Nice. Okay.
Ew.
Yeah. The statue's eyes turns towards you. Are you one of mine?
Okay. I'm here for payment.
I offer only blood and sacrifice.
I can use blood and sacrifice. Pay up.
It's looking at Zero.
Yeah, it doesn't listen to me.
I require magic.
You have magic.
Gold.
You have gold.
More.
Greed.
Yes.
Ever the crime of men. What will you do for gold?
Anything within reason.
It smiles.
The ones that defiled my temple must die. Kill the
I think you should-
servants of the Hungry One.
Okay, Selya turns to Ziriel and goes, I think you should stop talking to that.
Hold on. Here.
But it's his temple, which means this is Doxy's,
Are you
aka the
Doxy's?
Dark One.
I am but a pale shadow, a statue of his likeness. The Great One is elsewhere.
Great.
You know, this is a really difficult one because at the same time, I would love to accept his offer of mercenary work, but the other thing that is concerning is the fact that I might be able to get more just by killing him. We'll see. That's what I'll tell him.
Then we will see about gold.
Alright. What do you guys think?
You can get gold from anywhere. This is not worth it.
Hey, all I'm saying
That's
is
about it.
like these guys have previously defiled the temple, and you know, work is work.
I am wondering if the Hungry One is the other.
Hmm.
Because we've got Foxy's, the Dark One. We've got Ovshishra, which is the massive black dragon that did blood magic. And then we've just got the other.
Like, and at the end of the day, if we're just fighting on both sides, we're basically the government in 90% of like overseas wars. We're just funding whatever we want just because it's like, hey, we get a return on investment. So,
I mean, if we accept it, we don't know who defiled the trophy.
true.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you could actually go through with it anyway.
We might kill them anyways, too. Like, we might find them, they might attack us or something. Huh. Yeah, maybe interesting. Alright. Yeah, so I guess we go towards the bars then?
Mhm.
If we're done
Okay.
with the witch?
So you leave the statue. As you leave the presence of the statue, the fires die down. And then they flash to green flame, and then they fade out entirely.
Is his hand still made of glass?
Yes.
This is like my scales.
Yeah. You know, let me test it out though. I wanna. What's a test subject? Is there a test subject?
What do you want to test?
I want to test spells, and then I want to test like to see if I can shoot anything out of my hand.
Interesting.
Shoot at the wall.
It's a curse, so you are not upgraded by this right now.
Oh, okay. All
That
right.
being said, if you come up with something cool, if you come up with like a cool, clever thing of like, I don't know, you want to shine a light through your hand and get a prism or something like that, I'm down with that. It's you have a glass hand. So it is functional and works exactly like your hand normally would work, except that it is fragile, and if it breaks, you lose your hand.
Nice. All right, that's fine. Ish.
So you've got to be careful whenever you're doing a strength check, either athletics or strength saving throws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should invest in a repairing spell, just in case.
Not the worst idea. Also, dispel magic is great, and it will work on many magical effects, but it will not work on all
Curses.
Remove curse is its own spell.
Yeah.
Ironically, and this is a weird quirk of D&D, had you cast dispel magic on the statue before it cursed him, then it would not have been able to communicate and or curse him. But once cursed, he is cursed.
Huh.
It's a weird quirk
Okay,
of
cool.
how D&D works. But just so you understand.
Cool.
Well, if we want to get the curse removed, we know where to go. There's those fate, death, time
I don't think
robots.
I want to get it removed just yet.
You don't want to get
I think
your
it's
curse
cool.
removed?
Plus,
You've got
I
a
mean,
glass hand. I don't think it's a good thing.
well, as a last resort, I could probably just shatter it on the inside of somebody with a gut punch. Like that has to
Sorry?
be hard. So, like, so I guess it's not all bad, and I mean, replacement limbs all the thing. So it'll be definitely a downside to the strength aspect, but it's not the worst thing ever.
Okay.
As
So
long as
here
you
we
don't break it.
have iron bars blocking off our path before us. They are somewhat rusty, though.
Okay, so we can break them.
If you so desire.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to them and start hitting them with my quarterstaff in an effort to break them.
Yeah, sure. Roll an athletics check.
Work.
Athletics.
Yeah, you see them slowly start to bend. Someone else want to take this on? Well, Emily is distracted.
I would help, but yeah,
Yeah, Tis will help out. Tis will have, I didn't say this, but Tis will have picked up the javelins that he tossed about in the
Oh yeah,
lobby
definitely.
room.
Sure, you get them
Okay.
back. Yeah,
And I'll use one of those to
bang into this.
yeah, or more to use as like torque or leverage. I forget which.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay. Yeah, so you do this. You break them, and yeah, you're able to break through the iron bars. They're rusted, but they're not like unbeatably rusted. They're rusted through, and so you're able to chip them out. You have to be
Cool.
careful as you step through, but you break the
Yeah.
iron bars.
I was gonna say I'll do my best to make it safer to pass through, like no jagged edges pointing straight up or anything.
Nice, yeah, absolutely. I think the edges of the bars are where it's like the healthiest, but you can get it low enough that people can step over it if they're careful. They'll be fine.
Awesome.
Excellent. Who's going forward? Who's
Uh,
Who's in front of the party?
I'll be in front.
Great. Do you walk forward?
Not by too much. Not too far.
Okay. Can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me as you depress a
Yes.
hidden spear trap?
Here we go. 9.
Nice. 16 points of damage as a
Okay,
spear launches out and hits you.
Is this reminiscent at all of the spear trap in the white hallway?
Yeah, it is identical.
Nice.
And you can actually see it. And because you've dealt with that before, you have an idea of how to deal with this. Celia.
Yeah, Salia still has the blood ward from Samo around her, right? So she's gonna throw that to Tis.
Okay.
if
Yeah,
she
and you
can.
want to just absorb those 16 points of damage into that?
If she can, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Tis, you take no damage. As the
Wow.
spear launches from the room, you try and dodge out of the way, but instead, a blood ward catches the spear and removes the damage.
So
Nothing.
Sama's contribution to that spell counted for a lot more than it usually does, huh?
Yeah.
Dang. Rainbow blood. Can't beat it.
Can't be rainbow blood.
So I'll tell everyone to hold on for a sec, and then I'll proceed down the hallway, being careful of any more pressure plates, and then look for the crossbow that is sitting at the end, I'm presuming.
Yeah, roll a perception check at advantage.
Almost.
15, nice. Yeah. So you find it. You see the thing. It's hidden in the wall, but you're able to find it.
Okay, and I'll slide my greatsword into the wall and sever the bowstring.
Yep. And as you do, you hear like a click, and another spear just sort of launches reflexively from this thing as you snap the bowstring. But it just sort of clatters to the ground since no one's where it was aiming.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're able to defeat the trap that way. Nicely
Awesome. I'll shout down the hallway. Safe to proceed. Y'all.
Awesome.
Great. You see to your left a staircase descending deeply down.
That's what we need.
Let's go.
And down the stairs you head into the darkness below. And that is where we'll stop today's episode.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Let's toss out some experience points. So I've got two rope bridges. This is a low. And I've got survived a fall to almost certain death. Yes. I've got destroyed the black curtains.
Yeah, those were terrifying.
I've got bent the iron bars. I've got let's see what else we get here.
Encounter the
Received a
god.
curse. Right. We've got found the water, not water. Oh, nice. That one's big. And let's see. And then all the Samo stuff. Learned a secret. Made a deal. And trapped a Samo. And communicated. And threatened someone more powerful than you. Okay. There are 4 people on the team. It's kind of a light day. Everyone gets 1,805 experience. Every little bit counts, though, as we all know. Every little bit counts. Let's, just for the fun, move you guys to level 2 and show you where you pop out. Where's my reveal thing? Boom, boom, boom. Ping. Oh, I can't. Woohoo! There you guys are. Oh my god. Wow. Very cool. Cool. Well, I hope you all had fun. I had some good times.
Yeah.
I enjoy this sort of stuff. I like some good old dungeon crawling. I like some good old chatting with some elder beings who are weird and creepy, and or friendly, and or not. And annoying. I think that's all good stuff. So that's where we will call today's session. Just for the record, for the next 2 weeks, I have another job that conflicts with this job. I, for those of you that don't know, am a music teacher, and I teach music. It's my job, and I'm running a summer program for young people to learn how to compose. I'm really excited about it. They're super cute. I've got like 7 students right now, and they're all like 10 to 18. They're super cute, little ones, and yeah, so I have to teach them for the next 2 weeks. It looks like we're going to have something else on this channel in the meantime, though. A couple of one-shots or something of some sort. Maybe a 2-shot run maybe by someone in this channel. We'll find out. We're working that out yet. But yes, there will be a show next Thursday and the Thursday after in this time slot, so you can still tune in and watch. Okay, that's the deal with that. And so we will continue deeper into the tomb in 2 weeks. Take care, everyone, and enjoy yourselves. And as always, the most important things that I can say are, well, that's not true. Most important things I can say are make sure that you support underprivileged creators, underprivileged people in general. Find a way to help out those who are less well off than you. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got was to look for people who are where you were a year ago and try to help them. they're close enough to you that you actually kind of know how to help them a little bit. So try to help those, but also try to reach out to people who are totally not like you, and support people in the world, because people. It's hard to be a person. Being a person is one of the hardest things in the world to do, and a little bit of support and a little bit of help can go a long way towards that. So do your best to try and help people.
Amen.
As always, don't forget though to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye.